Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Leftover Monkey here. I hope you're all doing well. Got another great show for you guys. We are talking about The Midnight Meat Train. Quite the title there. Now this is a 2008 horror film based on a short story by Clive Barker. Film stars Bradley Cooper. That's right, Bradley Cooper. And he's playing a very driven photographer that's obsessed with capturing the darker side of humanity for, I guess, art, but mainly money, and he's willing to almost do anything and take some big risks to get the perfect picture. And let's just say his drive, his determination ends up sending him down a pretty dark rabbit hole. This is a gory horror film, features violent deaths, body horror. It's part slasher film, and there's a touch of supernatural in there. I gave it a 7 out of 10, which is a very solid mark for the type of film this is, because it falls into a niche category. Think along the lines of Terrifier. It leans on that side of horror, so it's not going to be for everyone. But when you go into a niche category, there are fewer and fewer films. And what I find with the Midnight Meat Train is that this film gets skipped over. So I thought I would go through a couple of things that stood out with this film, and I'll mention a few negatives as well. So let's start with the atmosphere and style. When it comes to horror films, these usually play quite a big part to the enjoyment of the film. And I will start with a negative actually, because they used some sort of a filter on the camera to make the daytime scenes look really drab and gray, and it just didn't work. Because I think, it would have been far more visually impactful if the daytime scenes were clear and bright. That way, it gives a better contrast when it comes to the nighttime scenes. But the main elements of the film take place at night, and that's where it shines. And the good thing here is that it's not one of those movies where you can't see anything once it gets dark. No, they do a really good job with the lighting. So you're never really missing out on anything important. And the scenes on the train itself are well lit, so you catch all the action. So all those gory scenes, the blood and guts, you catch it all. And another bonus with the train scenes, the train carriages, you get a claustrophobic feel because you're in a confined space. But what really stood out for me for this film, Bradley Cooper. Such a talented dude. He's an underrated actor as well, in my opinion. He's got a lot of range. He does action films, comedies, romance, voice work. But as a leading actor, this is where he stands out. He needs more roles as a leading star. Bradley Cooper's on point here. He plays obsessive, narcissistic characters so well. Just like with Limitless, there's a real charm to these types of characters, and it seems that he gets the best out of it, Cooper. And with these characters, there's a point where you think they need to stop, but you also want them to carry on, to keep pushing, just to see how close they'll get to the edge, and you kind of hope they go over. If you guys want to actually see a Bradley Cooper movie where he goes over the edge, this is it. I actually want to see more of this from Cooper. He did a film called Nightmare Alley a year or two ago, where there were shades of this Cooper, but I'm hoping in future he starts looking for more films in this kind of category. Now, let's move to another negative. Um, the rest of the cast, except for Vinnie Jones, he plays the killer or the butcher, as he's known. He's mainly a physical presence in the film. He doesn't really talk in the film at all. I think he just has one line or one word. So his performance, I can say is fine and let that slide. But the other actors and actresses in this film, they were by the numbers. They didn't do a bad job. No, by no stretch of the imagination were they terrible, but they didn't stand out either, and that's a shame. I think if a better cast had been selected alongside Bradley Cooper, this film might have actually become a classic. It might have elevated it way higher than it had any right to be. Now, another cool thing is that the type of horror film this is, for the type of horror film this is, sorry, the story is not too bad. It's not amazing. You have those moments where you question why the hell is this guy doing this, but it does have some interesting moments and it keeps you engaged. Normally, when it comes to the more gory horror films, it's more that visual feast than story. So, guys, final thoughts. If you want to see a gory, obsessive, descending into madness horror film, this is it. You get the bonus of Bradley Cooper, acting like so well in this. He elevates the film. The atmosphere is great. The scenes at night really have that Clive Barker feel, that Hellraiser look, especially the final moments. I won't spoil it, but if you've read or seen, Clive Barker adaptations, you'll have an idea of what to expect. And look, I also understand that this genre of film may not be for everyone, but if it is a bit of you and you haven't seen this film, check it out. Yeah, once again, my score for this film was a 7 out of 10. Thank you guys so much for listening. Again, feel free to like, subscribe, comment. Yeah, till next time, Leftover Monkey out. Thank you.